Okay, we're back in the ski shop, and today what I want to show you is how to apply butter, which is considered a budget overlay from Dominator, and learn how to use that butter, and when you need it, it's gonna do you a lot of good in the slush. So one thing about butter is it's going to hang in there better on a ski that's already been treated with some fluorinated hydrocarbons, such as I'd say probably at least a mid-fluoro. Okay, here's a couple examples, and these are the waxes that you apply after you put on pure hydrocarbon waxes, and these are what's called mid-fluoro waxes. Okay, so these are fluorinated hydrocarbons. These are not per fluoro overlays. Okay, but once you work these fluorinated hydrocarbons into the ski, the butter is going to hold a lot better. Okay, don't put butter or any overlays on a dry ski. It's got to be already waxed really well first. Now, notice I have on gloves. Okay, now really important. These high fluorinated waxes, perfluorocarbons, especially those race overlays. Anyway, when the product gets too hot, it produces toxic gases. So if you smoke cigarettes, this is the danger. Okay? If you get this stuff on your fingers, and then you get that on your cigarette, and you smoke your cigarette, okay, the cigarette is going to get hot enough to produce the toxic gases that will come off these products. So if you're a smoker, even if you're not, be sure that you wear gloves when you do this, and even when you're done with the ski, there's going to be some of that on the ski. So you don't want to rub your hands all over there and then go roll a cigarette or something like that. You need to make sure your hands are clean. Okay, now this is a chunk of the butter here, and it got a little melted because I left it in my car for a while when it got hot, but it doesn't matter. So all you do here is, now the ski's been brushed out and thoroughly waxed. Like I said, it's gotten plenty of wax in it, and it's been worked in with fluorinated hydrocarbons. So this ought to hold pretty good. All we're going to do is just, there's no iron involved in butter, and you can redo this on the mountain as well, although I tell you, I think it works a little bit better to do this at room temperature. Okay, but this can be done anytime on the mountain. So like, for example, it may not last that long, so let's say, it worked really good for 5 or 6 or 8, 10 runs, and maybe at lunchtime, if it's a slush day, you can go ahead and reapply this right on the mountain. But you're going to need these few things to get it done. Okay, now we've rubbed it on there, and we've crowned it on. We don't need to get excessive with this, okay? But you do want to have a nice layer on there, okay? But, you don't have to go crazy for this stuff to work. It's per application is not expensive at all. Although the 100 gram or 50 gram, whatever, 40 grams, I think it's coming in. I'm not sure, so I don't want to say, but I don't know if I got a price left on one of these or not. Take a look. No, I don't. It seemed to me it's, I don't know, 40, 60 bucks something. Anyway, so okay, so we got that on there, rubbed it on well. Now you take a non-abrasive fiber pad. Okay, this is not a Scotch-Brite pad. This is a fiber pad. White in color is a non-abrasive. Okay, so now we start working the product into the ski with the fiber pad. Okay, just buff it in back and forth. Buffer in, back and forth, just work it in. You see the color of the base change, you'll see the product move around. You want to, try to get all those little structure cracks filled. Buff it in. So that's what we're doing. And I reserve some white fiber pad just for doing this, okay? Don't use this fiber pad now on anything else that you're doing, would be my preference, because you don't want to be mixing up these highly fluorinated substances with your other stuff. So anyway, one thing about butter, it is for old snow, it is for old slushy snow, and it does contain Fluorographite Polymer, which is invented by the man at Dominator, and works really good on old snow. Okay, so there we buffed it with the fiber pad pretty well. We're putting the fiber pad back here in my little container that this is just for butter. And then I have a brush. This is a nylon brush, and I use this particular nylon brush only for the butter, okay? That's the only place this brush goes. So this could go up to the mountain in a bag with me, with the other things that I have, which is the white fiber pads and the butter and gloves. Take the gloves. Be sure you have gloves. Okay, so now we're gonna just brush it out, and that's all we got to do now. We're gonna brush it out pretty thoroughly. Now I did not vacuum this brush out with the butter, so it had a little dust in there, butter dust in there, I guess you call it, but that's fine. There's still air in the shop, so we're not going to, you know, this stuff's going to fall to the floor and it'll get vacuumed up. In other words, you know, on the vacuums for your ski shop, your shop vac, I use shop vac. Do not use a cheap filter in the shop vac for your ski shop, okay? I get the higher quality filter for that shop vac that is like a HEPA type filter. I mean, you need a really good filter in that shop vac so the wax dust isn't all like flying back into your face in the room when you're trying to vacuum it up. Okay, so that's pretty much it, okay? You see how simple that was, and it does not take long at all. Now, there you go. So now, the butters and the brush for the butter, that all goes separate, and like I say, keep that in a whole separate deal. Okay? Put that away. And there we go. Okay? Now, there's a little dust on the ski, and you can, you know, just kind of ignore it if you want, but here's the lint-free wiper, and I'm just going to kind of wipe that dust off. It may ball up a little bit on you, the dust, as you see it coming off, but just give her a few wipes until you get it cleaned off, the little particles and whatnot, and there you go. Okay, so now you're buttered up. Now, it may not even be a super slushy day when you use this stuff, but it's going to be a day when the snow gets wet and there's a lot of moisture in it, okay? Such as today is predicted to be at Bachelor. Temperatures are going to go up into the high 40s. Or yesterday we got up to about 48 up there. It might only get to 45 today or something, but still, it's going to be plenty warm. And it may not be that warm first thing in the morning, so I probably will not ski these until the later in the afternoon, okay? So there you go. So there it is, butter from Dominator. Just kills it on the super wet. So there you go. That's how you do it. We'll catch you next time.